What's up, guys? You may be wondering, is the sports betting advice, given out on TikTok, is it good? Is it bad? And that's what I'm going to go through in this video. So my name's Alex Monahan. I graduated from Stanford, with a math and computer science degree. I started quant trading and then really seriously sports betting. So I've been betting on sports pretty seriously for like the past 5 years. Basically, all my plays are given out, for free on social media. And last year, I made over $200,000 profit. So the point of that is just to kind of share my experience. And what I did, I actually made a video like this, just a couple days ago, but I really enjoyed it, so I decided to do another one, is I had my friend send me a bunch of popular TikToks with sports betting advice, sports betting tips. I'm sure some of this advice, will be pretty good. Some of it may even be great. Some people may explain sports betting way better than I do. They probably do, but there will also probably be some horrible advice that I'm going to debunk in this video. So without further ado, let's get into the first clip.
There should be no reason you do not win 6 out of 7 days a week on parlays. At minimum, at least 5 out of the 7 days. Here's why. If you actually want to do this and go full time, there's so many methods to win every single day. You're probably like, who's this guy talking? Well, here are my credentials to back it up. Here are some of my winning plays. These are not even the best of them. I'll even show you my losses. I'm not afraid to show you that I will lose. That's normal. I had over 100,000 followers on my last TikTok before I got banned, and I also have a Discord where I post parlays every single day. Follow me and I can teach you guys how to start winning in sports betting. I'm not promoting sports betting. TikTok, do not ban me.
Okay, so a few things to mention. Number one, he's obviously trying to drive people to his Discord where he's selling his plays. A lot of people may say, why would he lie? Why would he say he's winning 90% of his bets if he's not? Because he's trying to sell something. He's trying to convince people that he's a good sports bettor, so you go to his Discord and buy his plays. I'm not saying selling picks is necessarily a bad thing. All I'm saying is that people have a reason to mislead you and make it seem like they're more profitable than they are. Second thing to mention is this video makes no sense. Winning 90% of your bets, it's basically impossible. Obviously, it could be possible if you're betting on teams that are massive favorites, minus 1,000 odds, minus 1,500 odds. But I highly doubt that's what he's talking about. Most people, when they refer to win rate, they're referring to point spreads, totals, things that are minus 110, minus 110 odds. And basically, sportsbooks, FanDuel, DraftKings, they're trying to set these over-unders and spreads. So, the over's roughly 50% to hit, the under's roughly 50% to hit. Then the sportsbook makes money by charging a spread called the VIG. Sportsbooks usually charge on spreads and totals minus 110 odds. So you have to bet $110 to win 100 in profit. So the sportsbooks have that little incremental $10 advantage. Long story short, when you're betting on spreads and totals, you have to win 52.4% of your plays, of your over-unders, of your spreads just to break even. So sharp professional sports bettors, people who do this really seriously, they'll usually try to get a win rate of 55%, 54%, 57%. That would be really good. If you could win your spreads and totals 57% of the time at minus 110 odds, you would be super profitable. 90% is absolute BS. He also claims that he's winning his parlay 6 out of 7 days. That's definitely not true. First of all, what odds are the parlays? Are you talking about plus 900 odds, plus 300 odds? A parlay could be, minus 500 or it could be plus 500. It's super misleading. And also showing off winning bet slips, it proves nothing. I place 20 bets a day usually. That's kind of my average. If you look at last year in 2024, I placed thousands of bets. Every single day, I could just show off my winning plays and claim, hey, I'm never losing. Obviously, that's not the case. I have losing days. Long story short, 90% win rate is crazy. This video is crazy. Doesn't make any sense. It's absolute BS. But let's get into the second clip. So this next video, it's not a TikTok, it's actually an Instagram story, but I think it's hilarious, so let's get into it. It's probably bad advice if you can guess. My friend sent this to me and it's hilarious.
If you do not make money today, the next 25 Super Goat Whales are for free. This will be our 90th win. We're 89-8. Every parlay is 100 units. 2,500 units total with the extra bonus whales. You've never seen a day like this before. If you love parlays, this is the day. Click the link above the bio and even a $25,000 guarantee. Let's go.
So obviously this guy's trying to sell you on buying his picks. A few things to unpack. Typically when someone says some weird stuff like this is a goat whale, this is a mega max nuke, typically a red flag, at least for me. I place bets that have a mathematical edge, that have a mathematical advantage, and I hope to make money long term. Like goat whales, terms like that are crazy. Second thing to mention, he's recommending betting 100 units. 100 units on these parlays. Sports betting, at least from my understanding of it, your sports betting bankroll is combined a total of 100 units. So for example, let's say I want to get started sports betting with, $10,000. My unit size would be $100. That's 1% of your bankroll. So, basically what he's recommending is put all of the money that you have ready to go for sports betting on each play. It doesn't make any sense. Third thing to mention, 89-8 on parlays. It's just so unbelievable. I don't know why these guys don't say like, hey, I'm 5-5, but I'm up $5,000. That's more believable. 89-8 on parlays. Basically statistically impossible. I know in the previous TikTok, there was a guy who claimed he was 24-1. And I went through the math and showed the probability of going 24-1 is close to 1 in 1.3 million. Long story short, a lot of BS in this video. But he also, I know this is supposed to be a TikTok, sports betting advice video. Vegas Dave, that's the handicapper, Vegas Dave. He also has a full-length YouTube video. So let's get into that next. So here's a full-length YouTube video from Vegas Dave. I will go back to TikToks in a second, breaking down, videos specifically from TikTok. But regardless, if you enjoy this type of content, please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what other types of content you want to see. I enjoy making these videos. I hope they're helpful. But let's get into the full-length YouTube video.
One thing I can't stand is people ask me for a free pick. Every single day, people message me, hook me up, brother. Well, first of all, I'm not your brother. I don't even know who the fuck you are. You follow me on social media. But the biggest thing that people say is, hook me up, brother. Hook me up with a play. I'm broke. Hook me up. I don't have money. What confuses me is this. If you're fucking broke and I give you the play, how the fuck are you going to bet it? It makes no sense. So all you out there that ask me for a free play because you're broke, even if I give you the free play, all of a sudden you have money now? Listen, you're just cheap. Bottom line, I don't work for fucking free. Do you? And for all the people that always say, if you're such a so-called millionaire, why do you sell your picks? Well, why don't you go to fucking Apple and say, give me free cell phones because you're a multi-million-dollar company. Go to McDonald's and say, give me free Big Macs for life because you're a million-dollar company. They're both going to tell you to fuck off. So the reason I sell picks is because that's my source of income. So the people that say, if you're a millionaire, why do you sell picks? It's because it's my business. Go talk to any multi-million-dollar company and demand free product. They're going to tell you go fucking take a hike. If you don't even have a couple $100s in your name, you should not be gambling. I won't even allow you to buy picks from me. This is a business, not a hobby. Last time I checked, hobbies did not make money. Businesses do. So if you don't even have a $200 in your name and you're demanding free picks, here's my tip for you. Work a part-time job, stack your money, and come see me in a year when you have the proper bankroll, and I'll make you money. Again, I don't work for fucking free, and stop asking me for free fucking picks.
So I'm not gonna lie. I know the last video, I didn't really agree with anything he said. This video I actually think has some decent advice. So the first thing I wanted to say is I'm not necessarily against everybody who sells sports betting picks. There are a lot of sharp, profitable sports bettors who get limited, right? Most sports books, they're gonna cut you off. They're gonna limit you if you're super profitable. So for example, on Dabble, which is a fantasy site, I had a crazy run. I went up $30,000-ish in a month. I explained this in previous videos. They cut my bet size down to $23.63. Now I can't bet as much. I'm still profitable on Dabble. I still have a positive ROI this year, but because I'm betting so much less, there's no way I'm going to be making $30,000 a month anymore. So long story short, there are definitely some sharp, profitable sports bettors who are selling picks because they no longer can even get money down on sites like PrizePicks, FanDuel, DraftKings. So that I'm not completely opposed to. I also do roughly agree with him in some ways where if you don't have money, you shouldn't be gambling. I started sports betting once I had $5,000 saved up. When I graduated from college, I started my full-time job as a quant trader. I saved up some money. A lot of people, at my company were starting to bet on sports. They were giving me advice for doing a lot of the sign-up bonuses. At that point, once I had some money saved up, I dedicated a $5,000 bankroll to sports betting. I wasn't betting my rent money. Absolutely not. And another thing to mention is this isn't meant to be unit shaming, nothing like that. But let's say you only have $50. You want to double your bankroll, your unit size, right? If your bankroll is $50, you dedicate $50 to sports betting, your unit size is going to be less than $1. So can you grow, your sports betting bankroll from $50 to $100? The answer is absolutely if you're following sharp betting strategies like arbitrage, like positive EV, but I would never recommend for you to start sports betting. I kind of agree with him where you should probably, instead of starting to bet on sports with $50, go get a part-time job, maybe make $15, $20, $25 an hour, save up some more money so you can start sports betting with an $1,000 bankroll. And the whole time, you're working and saving up money to start gambling, you can be learning, right? There's so many videos online from sharp, profitable sports bettors discussing proper bankroll management, profitable betting strategies like positive EV and arbitrage. So when I was interested in sports betting, I spent months learning before I ever even bet $1. So a lot of people want to jump in, get started. Again, I don't agree with everything this guy says, but I do agree. If you don't have money, you shouldn't be gambling, period. You shouldn't be paying for any handicapper. You shouldn't be paying for any product whatsoever. And you should save up some more money so you have a bigger bankroll. You can take advantage of these sign-up bonuses as well. For example, on PrizePicks, they have an $100 deposit match for new users. I'm not telling you this to try to get you to sign up for PrizePicks, but when you sign up, you put in $100, you now have $200 in your account. They match it. So if I were to sign up for PrizePicks with only $10, I'm putting in 10 and I'm getting 20. I'm missing out on that free $100. So even just to take advantage fully of the sign-up bonuses on these sports books, you want to have, a bankroll, in my opinion, of at least like $1,000 or $500 maybe. Here's the next TikTok.
Imagine I told you I can get you $600 a month every single month relatively safely, and I wouldn't say guaranteed, but I would say damn near guaranteed. This is an even stronger hack for those that have a bankroll of less than $1,000. Let's just say, for instance, on all your platforms you have 10 promos and you're averaging $20 a promo, because the max entry is typically $10 to $25, so we can average it as 20. Now let's say you're running 10 promos a week and you're cashing 70 to 10 promos. I average around 70 to 80% on my promo slip, so I can say this. That's $40 a profit every single promo, and you're cashing 7 promos a slip, which is $210 a profit, but you're losing 3 slips, which is minus $60. So now this is a profit of $150 every single week times 4, and that's $600 a month hitting your account every single month. Think to yourself right now, how much money do you have in your entire balance? As proof of this, I literally ran a test account and I took it to over $1,000 in less than 2 weeks, and all I did was deposit $100 and get a deposit match, and I simply ran promos, used my premium plays, and I cashed the fuck out.
Honestly, I think that's really good advice. I think most people overlook how profitable promos can be. So when I started sports betting, I was living in Pennsylvania. A bunch of sports books launched: DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM. All of these books had sign-up bonuses: deposit $100, get $100 for free. FanDuel runs a lot of odds boosts. On PrizePicks, they run a lot of discounted lines. As a sports bettor, this is the easiest money you are ever going to make, is from sportsbook sign-up bonuses and also the discounts, the profit boosts that they're running on a weekly basis. So for example, I have a video on YouTube, on the OddsJam YouTube channel, about how there's over $18,000 in money, in bonus value, if you traveled to every single state and did each sign-up bonus for FanDuel, DraftKings, PrizePicks. You did them all optimally, you would make over $18,000 profit, and it's completely true. And these books are also running promos, discounts, free squares all the time. So I think this is really good advice, especially if you have a smaller bankroll. You don't need to try to get rich quick and turn an $1,000 bankroll into $100,000. What you should be looking for is these really lucrative promos, these spots with value where you can take advantage of a book's lucrative, promos, discounts, stuff like that, and slowly build your bankroll. You may be wondering, why do sportsbooks run promos if they're profitable? A lot of people are skeptical of PrizePicks Taco Tuesday, I'm not sure if this discount is going to cash. Discounts on PrizePicks for Taco Tuesday specifically have cashed at a rate of about 80% since they started. So PrizePicks discounts hit at a rate of 80%. Pretty good. They're not all going to hit. But why do books run promos? Long story short, is because it is a marketing cost. PrizePicks is competing for eyeballs with FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Underdog Fantasy, Dabble. There's hundreds of sportsbooks, fantasy sites in the United States. So all these books run promos, they run discounts to try to, keep people coming back to their book as opposed to another one. If I'm FanDuel, I'm running promos to try to get people, betting on FanDuel as opposed to going to DraftKings. Here's the next TikTok.
These are 3 tips that will make you more money as a sports bettor. Now take it from me. I've been in this industry for almost 6 years now, and these 3 things have saved me and made me a ton of money. The first tip is to always have some way to track your plays. This could be Action Network, this could be Pikkit, whatever you choose, make sure you're tracking every single bet you place because you'll get a good idea of your long-term profitability and they will show you how often you are beating closing lines, which is ultimately the key to success in sports betting. Number 2, have a good method of research. Don't listen to systems and trends that hold no weight. Instead, find good models. If you have to pay for models, that's okay. Find good models, find good analytics, and find sources that are credible and aren't produced by the odds makers. Number 3, everyone talks about this, but it is the biggest killer in sports betting. Stop betting parlays. Now, why should you stop betting parlays? Is because of the vig that the sportsbook has over you. Now, we all know it's tempting to place a 10-leg parlay and get 40x your payout, but every leg that you add to a parlay increases the casino or the Vegas's hold against you. The hold is what we are trying to overcome as sports bettors, and that hold exponentially increases every time you bet a parlay and the more legs you add, meaning it is almost impossible to make money in the long run betting parlays. So use those 3 tips, best of luck, and let's make some money together.
So there's some good advice, some incorrect advice. So let's start out with the basics. He says use a bet tracker. That was tip number 1, and it is absolutely good advice, right? Like if you're placing 20 bets a day on all these different sports books, that's 600 bets a month. You're going to have no idea if you're making money, if you're losing money, where you can improve if you're not tracking your bets. So when I started sports betting, I was only betting a very small amount of money, just a few dollars a play, but I tracked my bets rigorously over the course of months. And I was able to see, hey, I have a positive ROI. And from that point, I was able to, get the confidence to increase my unit size. I started betting on sports right out of college. I didn't have a lot of money. So long story short, I didn't want to lose a lot of money. And what really inspired me and increased my confidence to bet more and more money was tracking my bets, seeing a positive ROI, even though I was only betting a little bit of money. Next thing he mentions is don't bet on parlays. I think this is good advice for novice sports bettors. All a parlay is a combination of bets. So I've said this in other videos, but people always say it's a black and white statement. Parlays are not profitable, and that's not true. That's not true. A parlay is just a combination of bets. So for example, if you have a 4% ROI on your straight bets, for a 2-leg parlay, you'll have roughly an 8% ROI. For a 3-leg parlay, you'll have roughly a 12% ROI. Your edge compounds. Now, what he's talking about is most sports bettors lose money to the vig. So if you're losing 4% on your straight bets, on 2-leg parlays, you're going to lose 8%, 3-leg parlays, roughly 12%. Most sports bettors lose money, period. It doesn't matter if they're betting on straight bets or parlays. The reason that sportsbooks make more money on parlays is most people, they don't make money on straight bets, so the vig compounds. If most sports bettors, let's say in the US, are losing 3% on their straight bets, then they're going to lose roughly 9% on 3-leg parlays. So that's why, people always say parlays are horrible to bet. But if you're a profitable bettor, you can definitely make money betting on parlays. In fact, your ROI, in terms of a percentage, will actually be higher betting on parlays as opposed to straight bets. You see that with basically every sharp, profitable bettor. Second thing to mention is why even bet on parlays. I've explained this before. Maybe, first of all, you enjoy them. And if you have an edge on straight bets, you'll also have an edge on parlays. But the second reason is there's a lot of new, fantasy books that have launched, like PrizePicks, like Underdog Fantasy, Dabble, Betr Picks, Jake Paul's app. All of them, they don't have straight bets. You need at least 2 picks on these DFS sites. So if you're just rolling out, hey, I'm never betting on parlays, then you're never going to use any of these DFS sites like PrizePicks, Underdog, Dabble, which are actually pretty exploitable books. And I have some videos on this channel breaking down profitable betting strategies to beat PrizePicks, Betr, Dabble, all these different DFS pick'em fantasy books. Okay, here's the next TikTok.
I'm fixing to give you 15 tips. At the end of this video, you're gonna be way better at sports betting. This is gonna help you make a lot of money, and trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I made well over 6-figure sports betting. First, not everything has to be a parlay. Many people profit on teams or even betting a single prop. 2, being on multiple sports betting apps is the way to go. This allows you to find value across different sports books. 3, it's hardly even gambling. It is, but it's hardly gambling if you take your time to actually research and look up stats and actually find good picks. 4, profit is profit. Not every win needs to be at 20 times. Take the double payout and cash it out. 5, quit thinking you're gonna win 100% of your bets. Most profitable sports bettors honestly win about 60 to 70% max. 6, minimize your risk, man. More legs equals more risk. Why are y'all putting these 6-leg parlays in? Just run 2 or 3 players and get it over with. Next, pay attention to the flex option. If one of your picks misses, you still can cash out. This helps you save money in the long run a lot. 8, think like you're creating the line. Think of injuries, matchup, minutes, all those kind of things. 9, unit size is key. Don't bet blindly. You should have a set unit that you're putting on every single bet. Like, honestly, if you have $1,000 to bet, I would honestly bet $10 to $20 each slip max. 10, alter your lines. This might drop your payout a little bit, but you're more likely to hit. It's about winning in the long term, y'all. 11, in my opinion, if you like a bet, the earlier you can put it in, the better. The closer to the game, those lines get real strict. 12, live betting. It's actually a great option if you're somebody who really likes to watch the game. You can assess how the first half is going and throw in something for the second half. 13, you can look at stats and research of sports you don't even watch. I'm telling you, I've cashed out on plenty of CS2 and I don't watch any Counter-Strike. 14, join a group. I don't care if it's a group chat, whatever you have, join my Discord, but I'm telling you right now, you need a group that you can bounce off ideas against. Shoot me a message if you want to get into my Discord of 8,000 members. 15, have some fun sports betting, y'all. At the end of the day, this is a side hustle. It can become a main source of income.
So a lot to unpack. I mean, that was a pretty long TikTok, so I paused the video, took some notes, because he made a ton of great points. I actually think that video had a ton of good advice. First thing he mentioned is use multiple books, which is true. You don't only want to use one sports book. This isn't a marriage. FanDuel is trying to make money off you. There's no reason you should be loyal. Oh, I'm just using FanDuel. If DraftKings is offering better odds on a play, which happens all the time, all these sports books set their own odds, so the betting market is super inefficient. Sometimes you can get much better odds on a play on DraftKings as opposed to FanDuel. The more books you use, long story short, the better. Right? Like, sure, whatever, maybe it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to sign up for multiple sports books, but most of these books in the first place, as I've said earlier in the video, they're going to offer you pretty lucrative sign-up bonuses, deposit matches. More books is better. I get it. It's a little bit of a pain, but if you're trying to take your sports betting seriously and make money, more books is better. Second thing he mentioned, you can't win every bet. Obviously that's true. He had some good advice for bankroll management. He said to bet earlier in the day. He thinks that's when there's more opportunity. I somewhat agree with that. I mean, sometimes there's really good lines available earlier in the day when sportsbooks first drop odds. However, a lot of the lineup news, who's sitting out, who's playing, who's starting, all that lineup news typically comes out in the afternoon. So a lot of times there's really good betting opportunities in the afternoon for the NBA, for example. As all of this injury news comes out, it forces, these sports books to update their lines, right? If Giannis isn't playing, Damian Lillard, his points line needs to move higher. So sometimes you can catch books stale, right? You can catch a stale line if PrizePicks doesn't update, Damian Lillard's points line quick enough after Giannis is ruled out. You can quickly bet the over 24.5 before his line jumps higher. So long story short, betting early, whatever. I don't have super strong opinions on that. There is a lot of opportunity live betting. Sportsbooks have a hard time even setting their odds and lines before the games start. So during the games, a lot of times these books mess up big. There's good arbitrage opportunities. There's really profitable betting opportunities during the game, right? Live betting can be insanely profitable because, again, when, there's all these things happening, players getting injured, whatever, there's crazy line movements and oftentimes some really good, spots to take advantage of. Bet on sports you don't watch. I also agree with that. Again, he had a ton of tips, so I'm kind of trying to fly through a bunch. I will bet on any sport. This is about making money. This is about data. I don't care if I'm betting on college basketball, the NBA, WNBA, whatever, league, sport, whatever has the most value on a given day, I'm going to bet. I bet on tons of sports, tons of different leagues. I think people in general who say, oh, I only focus on one league, they're full of crap, right? If you have an edge betting on the NFL, you're also going to have an edge betting on the NBA. So, he talks about a bunch of other things, have fun with gambling, which I obviously agree with. I started sports betting because I like sports and I like gambling. It was meant to be fun. It's obviously turned into much more. But, sometimes gambling, it gets a very negative rep and people get super stressed. They're betting more money than they actually have. That's obviously not a good thing. So long story short, you want to have fun with it. I agree with that as well. But a lot of good tips in that TikTok, long story short. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more content like this, let me know, comment, like, subscribe. And if you didn't like this type of content, let me know what I can improve or what other videos you want to see. I mean, I love sports betting. I love trading. So if you have questions about, profitable sports betting, whatever, feel free to reach out to me. And thank you so much for your time.